welcome to BrickTherapy23. Here is our sig fig. If you see this guy somewhere down below or maybe hovering around on your screen, probably down here, I can't remember how the orientation exactly. Please click and like the live stream. And if you like Lego, of course, subscribe and join our community. So, slowly getting started here. As always, welcome to a Wednesday evening and just enjoying the fact that I'm able to live stream again. And we got Danzo Mando in the house. We got Lieutenant Shorty. Hello, hello. Welcome, you guys. Time to talk and build Lego. I'm on bag 3 of what's a pretty cool, what would you call this? Would you call this a mid-size Lego set? Yeah, maybe a mid-size Lego set. The price definitely doesn't seem mid-size. This was originally $80, and of course I wasn't going to pay that much for this Lego set, even though it looks pretty cool. I think probably the main attraction for this set, honestly, are the minifigures. As I said in one of our shorts, not being able to be part of the early Lego releases, not being an AFOL back in the early 2000s or mid 2000s, 2010 range, when a lot of cool original Lego sets came out. But of course, it's Lego, they're gonna release sets again, and so you get some old school minifigures here. Being the favorites, Boba Fett and Lando Calrissian, of course. You even get the Han Solo and the Sarlacc pit from, if you're a Star Wars fan, of course you'll know the origin story of this set, but here they are. Again, just got to point out the great arm printing on this minifigure here. And Lando, you can't go wrong with Lando. One of my favorite characters in Star Wars. And it'd be cool to get him in his original minifigure style. I think yesterday I was trying to think what set would he have been in originally, where he had the kind of the blue outfit and like white coat or something like that. Play scale size. There you go. Thank you, Lieutenant Shorty. Play scale size. Probably the Cloud City set. I think there was a 20th anniversary to a series of Lego that came out. And one of those, I don't know what the ships are called. You guys can tell me. What were the ships called in Empire Strikes Back? They're more of like a rectangular size ship that were fighting on the planet of Hoth, like the opening battle against the ATTs. But I want to say there was a set that came out with a minifigure of Lando in that one, in that particular ship. Although I don't think he ever flew one of those. But I want to say his minifigure came out with one of those 20th anniversary sets, and I saw that on sale several times. And I thought, it's okay, I don't want it. But man, that's one of those sets I missed out on. That would have been cool today. Lieutenant Shorty says, I just today bought the play scale Django Slave 1. Very cool, Lieutenant Shorty. Patience pays off. I think, if I'm right, that set was dropped down at least a $10 discount, right? Because when it came out early in the summer, we got it, and I think it was $70. So I've seen it lately on sale for about $60. Of course, it says $59.99, but rounding up. But now I'm curious. Let me just do a quick look up before I build, because I want to see where Lando is in his set. Yeah, he's got his kind of his blue torso, black pants, white cape, I guess. And so there was one set, I want to say it came out, and it was like a 20th anniversary set with him in it. But it was a ship that I don't think he ever flew. Then he might have come out with one of the Millennium Falcon sets too. Yeah, it was the 20-year anniversary Lando Calrissian, and it came with some ship. What was it? What are those ships called? Anyway, yeah, and he came with Cloud City. Okay, very cool. A lot of cool Star Wars or not just minifigures, but Lego Star Wars sets that came out even as recent as 2018. I guess I missed out on a lot. Lieutenant Shorty's confirms. Yep, $10 cheaper, $60. Well done, Lieutenant Shorty. Of course, not through Lego, I don't think, but to get that Jango Fett Starship play scale size, good call, man. I love that set. I couldn't wait for the discount. I mean, I could have, but again, one of those sets that came out. Wanted to get in on the new releases for the summer, and there was quite a lot that were disappointments, like the 327th Battle Pack and such, the Juggernaut. But that one, that was a good, or is a good set. Lieutenant Shorty says, the Scarif is on my list, and I intend to buy it soonish. Nice. Yes. What can I say? Lego Star Wars. It's so, maybe it's not a surprise, but when I got back into Lego with my kids around 2018, of course I said this, but Ninjago City was a favorite. That was still the favorite set of all time for me. I don't know if that'll ever be what do you call it, replaced. And I even looked at, we did a couple years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, a video on what were our top Lego sets of all time. Of course, Ninjago City was one of them. And then I was putting out there, if you guys remember, one of those nostalgia sets came out, the Lego designer set or idea set, Voltron. And I thought that actually was probably going to be my new favorite. But going back to getting Ninjago City and the minifigures, I had to keep Ninjago. I have to keep Ninjago City as my favorite. However, just going back to the idea, during that time, there were a lot of Lego Star Wars sets coming out, like the new Cloud City set, and I thought there's just too much expense with Lego Star Wars. I don't think we'll ever be able to collect Lego Star Wars and feel satisfied because there's just too many different sets. The ships were so big, probably because my kids were smaller. It just seemed like too difficult a series of Lego to get into. But then as time has gone on, as we've shown in our little makeshift studio here before, as time has gone on, Lego Star Wars is becoming the norm, right? You got all those sets there, even a clone army down there at the bottom that my son has worked on over the course of many months. So Lego Star Wars is pretty sweet. And I'm even trying to think about, I know I'm mentioned the UCS Millennium Falcon, but yeah, in terms of Lego Star Wars, what else to invest in at some point? Probably used now, but you never know. The Ottomans is here. Psh! The Ottomans, aka Turkey, I believe. Are you the only one left? I do not think so. I do not think so. My Legos came yesterday. Very cool. What did you get, the Ottomans? Exactly. Legos, or Lieutenant Shorty's like, what did you get, man? You mentioned Legos in general. Now you know some people are gonna have issue with that. You know, Legos, plural, is just Lego. But anyway, what did you get? The Ottomans. Okay, opening bag 3. Nice crisp set of Lego here. Bag 3 being opened, and I think we're building up the next minifigure as well. Another good old school figure. When, I don't know if I know the storyline exactly, but Jedi Luke Skywalker. But I don't know if he was 100%, fully certified as a Jedi, if you know the Star Wars series. Ottoman says, a small Ninjago build and a jungle truck. The Ninjago is free for 1,800 insider points. Very good, Ottoman. So it sounds like you got an order through Lego.com and you took advantage of your insider points. Very cool. Glitchfire is here. Psh, all right, got one of our mods. It's getting late for me. I get it. I thank you guys for joining the live stream. Leave a like as you sign on, and we'll live stream and talk about Lego on our Wednesday evening here. I know it's pretty late for some of you guys, being especially on the East Coast time zone. So I was at a evening choir performance for my daughter, which was amazing. And so I got to enjoy time with the family at her school and just hear her sing, and it was really awesome. So thus the later live stream time. But thank you guys for joining, and if you like Lego and you're interested in Lego, please join the chat, say hello at the most or at the least, and then if you want to talk Lego and ask about sets, please do that as well. And here's our Brick Therapy Sig Fig somewhere on your screen. You can click that and leave a like and subscribe if you want to. It would be great. Love to have you join our community. And just to refresh every few minutes here, building set 75396, the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc Pit. And if you take a look at Lego sets in general, there are still some good sets for sale. This being one of them. Originally retail for $80, but that's way too much. But you do get a lot of really good minifigures as I'm building through here. You get all these old school minifigures, and so I'll show off these guys periodically. Let me just put up until I need this piece anyway. Let me just show the two that I was looking forward to having the most. Obviously Boba Fett here and Lando. I always put the weapons in an angle that blocks their face, so got to get better at that. But yeah, this is a good set, and $80 was the original price. I've seen it knocked down to $63 on Lego. I don't think that was affected by the sale dates. I think it's still on sale. And then if you look on other retailers like Amazon, Target, and Walmart, I think it's down to $55, unless it's sold out. But I think this set was way overpriced, which is now why it's probably dropped as much as it has. Glitchfire says, hi to Romy Bricks. Yes, Romy Bricks, let's go. Psh. Lieutenant Shorty says he was a Jedi. He actually, okay, so Luke was a Jedi by that point. He actually restarted the Jedi Order after Episode 6, and Kylo Ren / Ben Solo was actually one of the Padawans, and he was married. Awesome, Lieutenant Shorty giving us the backstory. Yeah, I never fully watched through the newer trilogy. And when I say newer trilogy, I guess it's pretty old now, but for some of you guys. But yeah, obviously saw episodes 4 through 6 being the originals, and the prequel trilogy. Got up to watching the Rogue One movie, the independent one, or the side story, which was a very cool backstory to what happened in the Rebels getting the information to destroy the Death Star. And then sort of watched the first of the new trilogy. Oh gosh, what was that one called? But that introduced, those new characters and brought back some of the old school characters. And then, I just didn't get a chance to, or not get a chance. Didn't really have the interest. I didn't find the new trilogy that good. But I don't want to criticize it too much, because Lego is a whole nother thing, and loving the Lego sets. And as I talk, I forgot, let me build up this Luke character. So speaking of sales for Lego, I don't know if any of you guys are thinking about what's out there for sale. I mean, Lieutenant Shorty said you just got the Jango Fett Starship, which is pretty sweet, and you're thinking about getting the skiff as well, right? If I remember, or Scarif, the Scarif set. So some of you guys have already gotten some Lego, and of course, if you know, or as you know, probably those of you who've shopped on Lego.com, they're offering double insider points for about another 5 days or so, and so there's some sets that you could really gain a ton of insider points. Okay, so we got 3 of the minifigures to this set. Again, the fun part about buying these sets that have come out of late is that you're getting back some old school characters from the original trilogy, and that is my favorite part of these sets. I don't necessarily go out to collect minifigures, but buying sets are always fun. And one of the major appeals of buying these sets, of course, is the minifigures. As a Lego collector, I usually am influenced a lot by what my younger son likes too, in terms of collecting Lego. And the more he got into Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, and the TV series of the Clone Wars, and building his clone army, doing a couple stop motions, all of that was just so interesting. And then, of course, I got into some of the Lego with him when he got his drop ship over there, the gunship here. That one's retiring, by the way. If you want to get that with double insider points. That was probably the start of reinvigorating our Lego collection, especially with the Star Destroyer there in the background. That was our first live stream, I believe, building that one. Glitchfire says, uh-oh, my phone is at 10%. I'm going to let it charge and maybe come back. No worries, Glitchfire. Very cool. Ottoman says, it might think it's too late to say hello. No worries, Ottomans. It's always cool to say hello. And Romy Bricks says, your Lego collection is cool. Hey, thank you, Romy Bricks. Always love the encouragement. You are like one of the best of our Lego community. Love hearing from you. I think you've really encouraged us to continue with the channel and just doing a lot of live streams and creating all these shorts. I've loved being able to take our live streams and then pare those down into shorts. In terms of viewable hours, it's almost impossible to meet the YouTube qualification, at least for now, with making shorts videos. But it does just keep our channel out there in the algorithm awareness factor, perhaps. And I like making the long form videos. I haven't done as many. The live streams have been kind of the fun thing to do instead. But I'm noticing that I need to figure something out, because I don't know what it is with YouTube. Some of you guys have YouTube channels. I know you do, Romy Bricks. Like, what is going on with the algorithm these days, where it's so hard to get views, or the views count up to the way it should be? Looks like I misplaced a piece here. So anyway, it's not a big deal. But I'd really like to, when we started out making our videos for our channel, it seemed like we had a pretty good viewership level that was, I thought, really encouraging, especially when we did some of our videos of going to the Lego store, sharing the experience of my son buying his gunship and all that. That was fun. I mean, it's not like where we got the highest production value ever. But even when we did a smaller video or a stop motion, it was always at least a few hundred views, which was always fun to see. And then a couple of our videos got well over 1,000, and then into the 5,000 or 6,000 viewers range, which I thought, which seems pretty normal, unless the Lego YouTube niche of creators is just totally saturated now. I mean, I've seen several of you guys. It's been fun to connect. It's not like it's not like we have to take away from each other's audiences. Like, we can share the same audience, and it doesn't, diminish our channel. It's actually fun because we can share the same audience and help each other's channel grow. But for whatever reason, so maybe some of you, kind of a side note, instead other than just talking about Lego, is what do you guys do to get the viewership at a higher level? And I don't need to have a viral video, that just goes crazy on YouTube, but just in general, like, what is going on with the algorithm where the views are like well below even 100? Sometimes it's just crazy to see the numbers drop so drastically. Especially doing a video that I think is pretty much of the same type of interesting quality as before, that got into the thousands, and now it won't even get 100. So just thinking about those things. Your Lego collection is cool. Most of Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. It's true, what you see here. But of course, Romy Bricks, We do have Ninjago. I had the Ninjago City set up here in the background before during the summer when we were building up the Lord of the Rings set. So maybe I'll put that out again because we do have other themes. And of course, you know, the castle is still here. We built up the Lego castle as we were kind of figuring out what to do. My son and I are trying to figure out what to do for another theme. So there's the 3-in-1 castle there. I got to get a bigger table so I can just have everything lined like a giant grand dining table. And I can have all these sets that we've built up in the background since we're using the vertical angle here. Ottoman says, we love Lego. Psh, let's go, Ottomans. Yes, your live streams are fun to hang out. Thank you, Romy Bricks. You know what? You guys are half of that. Obviously, you are the guys that are helping this live stream be fun. So if you like Lego, or you like the live stream, or you love both, please hit the like button, hit the like symbol there, and bring us up to try to get 10 likes tonight. Looks like we got quite a few of you guys. I know some of you have joined the chat. Leave a like. Please don't forget to do that. Right now we only got 3, and I know more of you are on this live stream. So if you can, do me a favor and leave a like. Looks like did the internet pause on me? If it did, hopefully it's not a glitch for too long. So let's see. Your live streams are fun to hang out. Chris Vick is here. Psh, awesome, Chris Vic, good to see you. Hi, Mr. Lego, sir, he says. All right, JK Usanamics. Did I say that right? JK Usanamics. Hello. Psh, welcome, welcome. What a cool logo that is. Chris Vick says, wow, you got $1 million in Lego. Dude, if there was $1 million in Lego, you know what set would be here? It would be at least 10 of the UCS Death Star, and that still wouldn't be $1 million. But definitely would be something way more than I can show off here. But I get the idea. Lieutenant Shorty says, I'm running out of space in my Lego room. I know, that is the thing. So I'm just thinking, when I get this is kind of the equivalent of a UCS set right here. The Rivendell set, maybe the Barad-dûr. But if we get a Star Wars UCS set, I could put it right there, which would probably be the UCS Millennium Falcon or one of the other ships. I'm going to be at that same point you're talking about. But what I end up doing, Lieutenant Short, because when my kids were growing up, we had more of a lot of these smaller Lego city sets, and we just rotate them in and out, which was fun. Build up a few, take them apart, put them away, which honestly was just as fun as building them sometimes. Just building up this, or taking the sets down and reorganizing them, putting them in bags with the instruction booklet was honestly just as much brick therapy to me as building. And so that's what we did before. All right, there we go. We got 4 likes. Come on. I know you guys are out there, especially the ones in the chat right now. Please leave a like. JK says, right. Mr. Anime Collector, he's back. Yo, what is going on? Good to see you guys. So yeah, the Lego space dilemma, right? What do you do? I think what we'll do probably as we get closer to Christmas too is we'll break out some of our Christmas collection of Lego sets. Those are the ones that we build up. We don't have like a huge collection that covers a table. Well, maybe a table this size. And we build those up and then take them apart again. But that'll be fun. So then we'll kind of do a Lego rotation there. If any of you guys have, any of the holiday sets, Christmas related, or, maybe one of the other holidays, like, I guess Halloween sets are becoming more prevalent. Not specific to Halloween, some of the smaller sets, but yeah, those should be rotated out, right? You're not going to keep those holiday related sets out the whole time for your Lego table or your Lego city or however you display your Lego collection. Although we were talking one time before, I think Roman Bricks, you remember this. We were talking through, like, if your Lego collection is fairly random, right? So it's like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Lego City, Lego Castle, Marvel, Ninjago. and any other theme you can think of, and you have them all out there. And then those other kind of random themes, you know, like Pirates, the Caribbean or something. What you do, or what I was thinking is, it was kind of an idea that just came randomly, is I'll take my son's clone collection down there, all those minifigs, and sort of create a parade, you know, like create a main street going through your Lego city. Those of us who collectors who aren't ashamed to admit we have a lot of Lego, and basically have a clone army parade going down the center of your Lego city, and all the random Lego sets on display, and all the random minifigures out to cheer. Because then it's just normal, right? It's just a Lego universe all celebrating their Lego existence together. So the one cohesive way to of course, if you have modulars as well, all those fun modular sets, then you can have you can have kind of a connecting idea or theme for your Lego table that to me doesn't seem as random and crazy mixed up or eclectic. So yeah, something like that. Lieutenant Shorty says, that sounds like a good system. Yeah, rotating in the sets is always fun. Alexandria's back. Psh, awesome, Alexandria. Hello, Paul. Paul R. Psh, welcome to BrickTherapy23. Leave a like, guys, as you join in. All right, there we go. Now we're getting up to almost 10 likes. Romy Brick says, we do not get to see Lego convention exhibitions here in my region. I catch up with most of the shows on YouTube as much as possible. Oh, that's true, Romy Bricks. It really depends on the place where you live, the region. Of course, you probably know one of the best Lego YouTube channels I found for that is, oh my gosh, what is it called? It's got Brick in it, but that doesn't help. Oh my gosh, if my son was here, he would remind me of it. But yeah, there's one of those great YouTube channels that they talk about, or they go to all these conventions and Beyond the Bricks. Thank you, Romy Bricks. Psh, you knew exactly what I was thinking. Beyond the Bricks. Those guys are great. So yeah, there are Lego conventions sort of out where we are, but I've never gone to one. Mostly because I don't like going into the downtown part of a city and trying to park and all that stuff. But I would love to see one of those. Perhaps maybe over the summer. I'll have to look those up. I don't even know how they advertise those dates, but to see, especially what they show on Beyond the Brick, right? These Lego collectors or designers that just, you know, put together probably some of the largest builds you'll ever see. So when we're talking about, wow, the UCS Death Star, and then you see one of these guys actually build a life-size one that is to the scale of the minifigures and the way it would possibly be in one of the Star Wars movies. And this just huge giant, like a Death Star or a Star Destroyer ship or whatever. And they're like, this is, you know, this build took 30,000 or 100,000 or even more than that Lego pieces. It's just crazy. It's crazy. It's fun to see what people do, how creative they are. I can't imagine all the time involved. And then coming up with that design on your own. How fun is that? It's almost like they used to have I don't know if Lego created it or some other app, but they used to have a Lego design program you could put on your computer and you know, come up with a build virtually to see how many pieces it would take and everything, you know, without trying to build physically and then, you know, design it. Oh, some kind of Lego creator design program, but they got rid of it. And I had it on our computer, but it took up so much memory, and my kids sort of used it, but it looked like, you know, 3D designer and everything. It looked pretty good. But I wonder what those guys do. They must use something like that to come up with some of those amazing builds. A lot of them are castle sets as well, or just major scenes of like Empire Strikes Back, the Battle of Hoth, and all that. Namaste from everyone to Roaming Bricks. Love it. Beyond the Bricks is the way to go. Lieutenant Shorty says, let's go. Psh, 10 likes. And now we can safely say we are beyond the 10 likes. We got 11 likes. So thank you. If you like Star Wars, Lego specifically, building up 75396. An $80 set dropped down to $55, and so therefore I picked it up the other day and am slowly building up the Sarlacc pit. That looks pretty vicious down there inside. A lot of those tooth pieces with the 1x4 bricks and the tooth pieces sticking out the side. That looks pretty realistic there. Kind of disgusting too. But yeah, so the Sarlacc pit's coming together. And if the Legend of Boba Fett is correct in that movie, he survives and Boba Fett breaks his way out of that disgusting creature. I think in the Return of the Jedi, it's like they build on the mythology that if you ended up in the Sarlacc pit, which Han Solo was going to be tossed into, it was a 1,000-year digestive process. Not that you would probably experience the 1,000-year digestive process, but how crazy to think that's what that creature could do. This creature itself could do. So, if the Legend of Boba Fett's an accurate side story to all that, I'm glad Boba Fett broke out of that thing, man. What a crazy space creature that is. Romy Brick says, support BrickTherapy23 streaming live, and if you were new to the channel, do subscribe as well. Love it. Let's pin that. Thank you, Romy Lego. Love it, love it. Romy Lego, I gotta catch more of your live streams as well, my friend. I've caught a few, and the age-old dilemma continues, right? For all of us, it's the time zone difference. But man, you are so great about catching all our live streams, no matter what time or day that we're able to. So I really appreciate that. Appreciate the support too. Alexandria, how are the new sets coming along? I know you said you had gotten a couple new ones. Was it DC related? I'm trying to remember. Haven't talked in a while, so how fun to talk about that. Plus, again, just going back to the Lego website, the double insider points is out there. The gift with purchase, I think you mentioned this, Alexander. There's a gift with purchase out right now called the Northern Lights. Some people like it. I looked at it. It definitely is an interesting build. It kind of goes with a good Christmas theme. It's kind of more just a nature type build. There's no minifigures involved. Sort of a small set, but it's supposed to obviously illustrate the northern lights that happen here in the winter sky. Although I think sometimes it's happened over the summer. I think that kind of phenomena actually happened over the summer. Anyway, not to get into the science of it, but that is a gift with purchase right now. I didn't really find it that exciting or that appealing, but I don't know, maybe what you guys think. What do you guys think about that? Now, the double insider points and the gift with purchase kind of, sweeten the deal if you're going to buy a set. And the Northern Lights set is 332 pieces. It's got some just kind of winter look to it. The Northern Lights skyline in the background. It's a very small looking set. So I don't know if I saw that build, I would think Northern Lights, or I would just think like winter wonderland, or just winter in Alaska or something. So kind of fun though. Kind of a fun small build. If you like those, Lego does all kinds of things. So fun to see that come out. Looks like I saw my son sneak in the background. Romy Brick says, I'm picking up on the New Speed Champions. Back to the Future set, 2 minifigures included. Makes that set a must to build and collect. Yes, yes, Romy Bricks, you are correct on that one. I mentioned that one yesterday. I saw that one, or a preview picture of that as well. And that is a great purchase, especially if you noticed or knew about the original Back to the Future set that came out. Was a larger build, kind of on the size of a, not a UCS scale size, but kind of like that Ghostbusters build, like a big Technic car build, and then the 2 minifigures, Doc and I don't remember, Michael J. Fox guy character, whatever his name is, Marty. Oh, that's it, Marty McFly, right? Marty McFly. But That's the original set's like a $200 set or even more. I know it's kind of gone on sale a few times. But yeah, now you get down to a Speed Champions version of it. The car looks just as cool, obviously a lot smaller, but that's down to like a $28 price range, right? So Roaming Bricks, very cool. Agreed, right? That's a definitely must buy if you like that collection. Alexandria says, I'm waiting for them to be delivered. I ordered the large scale Santa Claus. Nice, you got the upscale Santa. The Minerals set. Oh, that one does look cool. And the Spider-Man train scene. Yes, that set. Also, I forgot about that one. There's so many cool DC sets that came out recently. Very cool, Alexandria. I don't know if you did, but maybe you did. Did you get all these while the double insider points have been offered? The Northern Lights set is the fourth in the set I have of the first three. So it was something I needed to complete the set. That's right. Okay, I was going to say, I think they've done other nature scene type builds like that. So that makes sense. Well, then it sounds like you did make your purchase with the double insider points. So awesome. Kudos to you, Alexander, because now you got a lot more points you can use later on. Romy Brick says, Spider-Man train set is my favorite as well. Arkham Asylum set is in my wish list. And Alexandria confirms, double insider points. Let's go. I celebrate with my fellow Lego collectors. All the fun involved in that. That is so cool. When the double insider points hit, I'm always tempted to, obviously, it doesn't take much for a Lego collector to be tempted to get more Lego. But I am tempted to look at the large, the high-end sets, the ones that are on your wish list that just kind of stay there. When I got Rivendell, I bought that one that had double insider points, which gave me a ton of points to buy Barad-dûr. And I've kind of bought Lego like that over the years. I think they did the same thing back when the insider points were called VIP points. I want to say that type of idea was around as well back then, but I can't remember exactly. But anyway, since the VIP points and then later on called the insider points has been a system that has been really much the only time I will buy a large scale Lego set. It's going to be directly from Lego. It's going to be taking advantage of the double insider points. And I've talked about this before. This would be my strategy for getting the UCS sets, whether it's the Millennium Falcon or something else, to basically strike when the iron's hot, as they used to say. If you're going to get a major Lego set, and others have talked about this, never pay full price for Lego when you can take advantage of discounts. Well, this, obviously you're paying full price, but you are getting back in Lego points anywhere, especially with double insider points, anywhere from $25 to $50 to $100 back. And the reason why it goes that high now is because the high-end sets, the UCS sets, if you buy the Lego Death Star right now, you're going to get 13,000 insider points, which is $100 back, or $100 discount towards the next Lego set. Or any other of those big scale sets, you're talking about a $70, $60, $50 amount of insider points. And I think the cool part now is you don't have to get to those multiples of 10. Like, you don't have to get enough points to where you have, or multiples of 5, I guess. You don't have to get to those points where you can have enough points and you get $25 off or $50 off. Now you can just use your insider points, whatever. So if it amounts to a $43 discount, then you can use it at that time. So your points are always usable, which is very cool. I don't know. I want to say Lego started doing that recently, like probably within the last year or so. But before it was like you had to stack your points, and then when you got up to a $10 discount, you could use them. When you got up to a $25 discount, you could use them, but nowhere in between those numbers. So it's pretty cool. Melody Bell is here. Psh, awesome. Melody says, don't they still say that? I don't know. I've not heard strike while the iron's hot. I say it around young people a lot. Well, not that phrase. I use other phrases, right? So like, what can I say that I learned as a kid, you know? Wake up and smell the roses or something like that. But I mean, I'm never sure. So every time I talk to young people, I go, do you guys know what this is? Do you say that? Do you hear that? I mean, your parents must say it, so it's not like we're that ancient. But yeah, it's so funny. But striking the iron while it's hot on double insider points this week means you could you could literally stack up $100 worth of points, depending on what you buy. Now you're spending 10 times that depending on what you get, like the UCS Death Star. But for those of you that were going to buy it anyway, or maybe you kind of feel slighted or cheated that you didn't buy the UCS Death Star when it still had the gift with purchase, well, now's the time where it kind of feels like, okay, well, I can take advantage of the fact that I get a $100 insider point bonus. Plus, you get that cool gift with purchase of the Northern Lights, and then you're getting some more Lego in return and some Lego points later on. So in that case, it kind of offsets the fact that you missed out on that very mediocre gift with purchase of that TIE Fighter. But the bummer in missing out on that gift with purchase was the fact that it's a set that's intended to be with the Millennium or the UCS Death Star, and now it's not there anymore. So my hope and theory is, if anyone's intending to buy that UCS set later on in the year, that when Lego does its May the 4th promo, which they do every spring, since May the 4th is related to May the Force be with you, in Star Wars, then maybe, my theory is, hopefully more than a maybe, they will bring back that gift with purchase. Because they always offer, like, you guys know this, if you guys are dedicated Lego fans, they do offer at least 3 or 4 types of promos during the May the 4th theme of Lego. So we'll see. Be interesting. All right, we got 12 likes. Here is our Sig Fig BrickTherapy23. Please click on this guy, not hit him. Click on this guy, smash the like button, all that good stuff. That pinned comment like Roaming Bricks left, and leave us a like. Help us get to 15 likes before we sign off in a few minutes, or in about 15 minutes or so. Help us get to 15 likes. That's a nice, modest, but respectable amount. And if you're here with us and you just joined, thank you for watching BrickTherapy23. Thank you for joining the chat, saying hello, talking Lego, talking plans for what you are going to add to your collection, and quite a few sets that are out there. Now, I forgot about another set that caught my eye, which I don't know if I'll get it. No one's really mentioned it in the chat. I think I brought it up once, but no one else responded to it. Was I do like that Willy Wonka set that came out. So there are some random sets that Lego throws out there, like a Sesame Street set that came out a few years back. The Lego Minion sets. I think there's actually a series of that, so maybe that's not as random. But yeah, that Willy Wonka one looks cool. I like the minifigures in that one. Melody Bell says, let's bring back some oldies but goodies. Yes! Psh! Oh, Alexandra's got one for us. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. That is old school. I like that one. Very cool, Alexandria. Psh! High fives to that. There's some other ones that are probably not family friendly, so I can't use those, but... Or just dressed to the nines. You're dressed to the nines, right? You're all fancy and everything. Alexandria says, I like the boat from that set. Is that with a Willy Wonka set? Let me look that up. I know I can't show you guys that one on my screen, but that Willy Wonka set is pretty fun. A very iconic character, especially the fact that they chose for this theme the the best version of that movie being the 1970 version of Willy Wonka. And you got the Oompa Loompas, however you say it. It's a 2025 piece set. How perfect is that? You got to get it in the year in 2025. 9 minifigures, including, of course, Willy Wonka, Charlie, and all the cast of kids that joined on the tour of the Wonka factory. And you know, you get the double insider points for it. So if you got this set now, let's see, Lego should show me where, yeah, you get 2,860 Lego insider points. So that's roughly the equivalent of, I think, probably about $20 or $25 discount or you know, amount towards your next Lego set. So that looks like a fun set. I love all those Lego minifigs that come with top hats too. So the Willy Wonka's got a brown top hat. That might be a unique hat piece to that minifigure. But I'm wondering. There's not much talk of the set now. Let's see how it's been rated. Some of these sets. Oh, it's almost got 5 stars. So I think it's a pretty popular set. Then, of course, going back to some really popular sets, but also looking amazing. Where is it? It's the Captain Jack Sparrow pirate ship. 2,862 pieces, still on back order. That's the crazy part. That set got released last month, and it's still on back order. How much time do they say for that one? But that set back order for 60 days. Ugh, crazy. That's a $380 set. $380 set, but I think it would look so cool to have it next to the bar door here. Talking about random sets and to put next to each other. I think that set would look so cool. Alexandria says, yes, got the double points. Yes, that's my favorite scene from that movie. Melody Bell says, let's bring back the old school comments. Yes, Strike While the Iron's Hot is pretty good. I like the boat from that set. Alexandria says, is YouTube going nuts again? Oh no, is that why I'm losing people? Because this is the live stream. Is it freezing or glitching? That's the hard part. I have it on my computer here, but I can't tell if anything's glitched. Sorry, man. There was one time I started a live stream. I think Alexandria, you might have been on that one, and I had to just restart altogether. So that's kind of I guess the risk you take. But hopefully it's okay now. If not, then maybe we'll see. Yeah, I might be declining in quality here for the live stream because it's glitching. Hopefully it's not glitching now. Looks like it's okay on my computer. And it could be our internet. Our internet sometimes is spotty as well. But we'll see how that goes. All right, about to attach one more piece here, and I'll just kind of show you the progress of this build. And let's attaching another layer of this gross looking creature. Man, is there a lot of pieces. This would actually be a good set to part out. I don't know if I would keep the Sarlacc pit built up 100%. But yeah, that's a lot of pieces right here. This is it's a 558 piece set. I think a lot of them, majority are in the Sarlacc build itself. But you get a lot of these cool, smooth slope pieces also in the build. So it definitely might be worth this set to keep the minifigures, of course, and then the skiff that these guys come on will be fun to have. So I could have all these minifigures. I could have them on the skiff, meaning I haven't built that part yet. The top, the levitating skiff that kind of floats as they go above the desert floor here. Keep that build, and then I don't know if the Sarlacc's worth keeping as a display piece or not. But there's a lot of cool slope pieces in this that it could part out. And yeah, save for later. Now what did I do? Okay. It's weird because some of these pieces overlap, so I feel like I missed something. But yeah, this is supposed to be all the sand floor. It does look kind of cool, just that right there with all the layering. It does look like the, you know, the desert floor, so that's pretty cool. All right, let me put out my 3 guys here. Alexandria says, everything froze. Oh no, everything froze for a few minutes. Oh, that's a long time. It's not you. Everything on YouTube went down a couple hours ago. You know what, Alexandria? That's interesting. There's something. Okay, that's good to know. So, well, hopefully it'll save this live stream. So I'll stop right here with the build because that's all of bag 3. But yeah, this afternoon I was trying to catch one of you other guys on your live stream, and YouTube was like, it was blinking and you'd go black and then it would come back on. It was almost like it was losing power, like how a TV kind of flashes and turns off and back on. Oh my gosh, that was annoying. I didn't know if that was my internet connection or what, but if it's YouTube, yeah, there's something going on with the app or something else like that. But I want to thank you guys. Finished a little bit earlier here. Thank you, Alexandria, for hanging with me, and Roaming Bricks, Melody Bell, Lieutenant Shorty at the beginning there. Ottomans was here. Paul for joining. JK came in for a little bit. Chris Vick. Good to see all you guys. Glitchfire signing on for a little bit as well. And just thanks to all you guys for joining the live stream. I will see you again, and looking forward to live stream tomorrow. Already on bag 4 of, let's see, it'll be on bag 4 of 6. Seems like a lot of these mid-scale builds are 6 bags. Thanks everyone for joining the live stream. Don't forget to leave a like. Have a good one. See you guys soon.